you've got a company, you want to find a buyer, you want to sell your company to the buyer. Most of us in business are so ingrained in the sales process that we look at it almost in a confrontational style way. Like, there's an objection, I have to overcome the objection. There's another objection, I have to overcome the objection. And imagine in your business the selling cycles that you see. A customer comes in and someone interacts with them in a sales way, and you're trying to convince the customer and move them along, and they're reluctant because that's how we act as human beings. It's totally different when you take a company to market. And yes, ultimately, technically, you are selling the company. But here's like a hidden clue in the process. If you are having to, as the seller, now I'm speaking as the sellers and two prospective sellers, if you have to convince a buyer that you're a good idea, that buying your company is a good idea, they're probably not the right buyer. This is not a traditional process where you have to overcome objection after objection after objection. If there's a lot of objections from a buyer and you're in that engagement mode and they're telling you all the reasons why you might not be a good buy and you're trying to convince them why you are, you're going to have an unbelievably hard time. They are showing their cards. They're not super excited about buying this company. You're trying to convince them they should be. I'm telling you, as you get down the road, it's going to get stickier and stickier and stickier. They will constantly be convincing themselves that this is maybe not the best idea. And that's how you get to the finish line of deals, and deals fall apart because the buyer was never really excited. So one of the early cues about whether you've got the right or the wrong buyer at the table, if you feel like you're having to defend yourself or overcome objections or explain why this is a good idea, my suggestion is move on to the next buyer that's on fire to buy your business, not the one that's reluctant. It's not like traditional sales. Keep that in mind.